With it being Halloween, the day the Shibuya incident officially takes place in the Jujutsu Kaisen universe, I thought it would be the best time to explore a scenario where Shibuya may could have turned in the favor of the protagonist, and that's if Yuta was around during the events of the arc, to offer more firepower on our hero side. Obviously, I'm going to have to make decisions for the characters that are up for interpretation. These are just going to be my interpretations of how things could go down, but there are likely a million combinations of how you could reframe and rewrite this arc. Before we get started, I'd like to ask if you could leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel, as I greatly appreciate it. Given Yuta's immense power, I don't see him operating alongside any of the other people of Jujutsu High and Shibuya. Just before entering the Culling Games, they mentioned how it's more strategical for Yuta to operate alone rather than going with Yuji and Megumi, even though it would be safer for Megumi because of Sukuna. And given Yuta's first opponents, it's hard to argue that Yuji and Megumi would be anything other than a hindrance against people like Ryu and Uro. This being said, Yuta is still massively weaker than Gojo, so it's not like he'll be sent in to help him deal with the curses in the train station. So I think Gojo getting sealed is probably just as likely, but it's getting to the goal of Gojo getting unsealed that Yuta potentially makes a bit more likely. First and foremost, I think it's pretty likely that Yuta would be instructed as Gojo's backup instead of Mei, which, reading this statement from Mei's little brother, seems like Gojo instructed her to do so. Here you run into a small issue because there is Mekamaru and how much information he gave Yuji that made a lot of the moves in Shibuya change. This is going to be the first controversial change I'll make to the arc, and that's switching who Mekamaru chooses to talk to. I think Megumi would still choose to help, of course, but I think he'd help Yuta. Given all the time he spent in Africa, it's likely he's not the mole at Jujutsu High, so Megumi would have no problem helping him. After receiving the information that Gojo is sealed and that he can't be moved, it's likely Yuta would tell everyone, just like Yuji did, especially considering that was Megumi's plan in the first place. I suppose Yuta could just yell really loudly the way that Yuji did to get everyone's attention. I would say he'd use the cursed speech megaphone he used in Volume 0 on Ghetto, but given how now he can only use curse techniques he's copied while fully manifesting Rika, which only lasts for 5 minutes, I doubt he'd waste it on this unless there is some way he could put Rika back and reset the cooldown, but I don't know if that's possible, and I think it's being pretty generous to Yuta to make that assumption. At this point, things are going to take a pretty sharp turn from the main story, precisely because they have so much firepower on their team with Yuta, who essentially is a two-man army with Rika. Even with her not being fully manifested, he had her in a separate location during the Culling Games when she was protecting the people at the stadium. Given this aspect of Rika, it's very likely that Yuta can find the people who cast the curtain that doesn't allow sorcerers in and deal with them. Obviously, I'm talking about Awasaka, Granny with the seance technique, and her grandchild. Depending on which one Yuta chooses to do will depend on if Toji is able to come out or not. The plan to corner the curses in B5F is still likely going to be the play, but with Rika, Yuta himself can cover two of the sides, and for the sake of simplicity, let's just say everyone chooses the route they took in the original story. Nanami should still run into Ichichi, seemingly unalived, and then to Nobara to eventually get to Dagon. Now, I need to walk it back a bit to destroying the curtain, since although it would be strategically wise for Yuta and Rika to split up, I don't think it's all too likely, at least not at this point. Especially since there are other sorcerers there, and while Yuta is doing this, they could be doing something else, but it brings up a number of complications, and some of them can lead to an outcome that could be seen as worse than what originally happened. For one, if Yuta fights Awasaka and the seance technique grandmother, while I have no doubt in my mind that he'd be able to defeat them eventually, if not even more quickly than Yuji and Megumi did, if Toji doesn't spawn in, it's not all too likely Maki and Obito and Nanami make it out of the Dagon fight alive. I suppose it's possible that at this point, Megumi stays with Nanami and so does Ino, so I guess they have more firepower versus Dagon, but I'm not too sure it would matter. For one, it can't be ignored that while Megumi can open a domain to cancel Dagon's sure hit, he won't know where the bottom of the barrier is to open a hole in it since he didn't break in. And eventually his domain will be crushed by Dagon's, and when that happens, everyone inside the domain will be done for. Not saying this will happen, it's just something to take note of before we move on. To be fair as well, even if Granny does summon Toji again, let's just say it takes Yuta a long time to figure out Awasaka's curse technique. Toji, when he's in rampage mode, goes for the strongest around, and that would undeniably be Yuta. And I've already made a long video about Yuta versus Toji. In it, I concluded Toji would win, but that was with a few parameters in place that this Toji does not have. One of the main ones being his soul split katana, or any other curse tool for that matter, because without one he cannot damage Rika, and while there is the possibility of inflicting damage on Yuta, I don't think Toji actually hits hard enough without his sword or a curse tool to actually damage Yuta. So there's no real way that I'd say Toji could win this fight this time around. From here again, there are a couple different possibilities. Assuming Yuji continued with Mei from their original story position, then it's likely he'd be there during the fight with Kenjaku's smallpox deity, which could have swung the fight more convincingly in their favor, considering Mei thinks Yuji is on par with the Grade 1 sorcerer, but there is also the possibility Yuji could meet his end in that fight, although I don't think it's likely. Given Kenjaku's planning and awareness, I highly doubt he'd go after Mei when Yuta is in Shibuya and on his way down to B5F at this point. Now comes the hunt for Yuji that the disaster curses and Choso started playing, but there would be one key difference this time. In the original story, Mahito says that with Gojo now sealed away, he thinks the humans and curses are now about even. With the introduction of Yuta, that would obviously no longer be the case, so here we run into another fork in the road. Did Kenjaku plan on Yuta arriving and have a contingency plan to fight him as well, or is Yuta's presence a surprise that these enemies simply couldn't prepare for? Given how events played out in the original story, I'm going to say Yuta's presence is definitely a surprise for Kenjaku. All Gojo would have to do is, prior to entering Shibuya, teleport to Africa and quickly explain the situation to Yuta, saying that he wanted Yuta to protect the sorceress there as his backup. Yuta would likely agree, or in this scenario he already has, and teleport back to Japan with Gojo. It's also not too likely that even if Kenjaku did know Yuta was around, that he'd do all too much planning for him anyway, since Kenjaku thinks Yuta is all hype. I like to say Kenjaku's reasoning for Yuta being all hype is kind of flawed to me. He says to Gojo that while Yuta has the ability to unconditionally copy curse techniques, debatable but whatever, and has boundless cursed energy, both the result of him having detained his loved one's soul. I think what Kenjaku is implying here is that Rika is the one everyone should be giving the credit to, but that's dumb in my opinion because I don't know if he knows this or not, but if Yuta comes down to fight him, Rika's gonna be right there with him. But no matter which way, Kenjaku's lack of a plan for Yuta is definitely in the good guy's favor, but it all really boils down to how Yuta comes across all these curses, and the really important one is obviously Mahito. I'll say this now, it's not realistic for Yuta to know the feel of any of the disaster curses' cursed energy. He should, regardless of that, be able to tell that they are incredibly strong cursed spirits that should be exorcised. However, bringing up being realistic again, it's not likely Yuta would run around Shibuya exercising disaster curses that he has no idea are tied to the attack on Gojo, while Gojo is sealed and the person responsible is a fake Geto that is unable to move from that position. At best, I could see him going after Mahito after Mekamaru tells him who Mahito is. But at the same time, Mekamaru would probably stress how important it is to get the fake Geto instead. At the point Yuta would lift the veil and, assuming a possible scuffle with Toji that shouldn't last too long, he should probably continue along the same route Yuji was in the main story to get down to the station. If Choso happened to be there, then Yuta would make short work of him. While Choso is a capable fighter in his own right, his primary target at this point is Yuji, and for a very specific reason, that being to avenge his brothers. Such thoughts give Choso strength when he needs it, and it's extra strength that he won't have in his battle against Yuta. Having taken part in last year's Goodwill event, it's also likely that Yuta has encountered blood manipulation before from Narutoshi Kamo, although the extent to which he would have learned to deal with it is unknown. And even still, Choso makes a much more skilled blood manipulation user than Kamo does. Choso also sees post-Shibuya Yuji as a demon god, and given how even prior to all that, he had a fairly even fight with Yuji and how he says Yuji would be unalived if he went up against Yuta, I think it's safe to say Choso is losing to Yuta. Also, sure, Choso was a bit tired from fighting Naoya, but Yuta did also come up and one-shot him, so yeah, safe bet to say Choso would lose. Since Yuji never lost to Choso, it's incredibly unlikely that Jogo would ever stumble across his body, since the two girls with the Sukuna finger would never release it in order to feed it to Yuji. In that case, going to where Dagon was is probably still what he'd do. There just wouldn't be any sorcerers for him to fight, and Dagon wouldn't be there either, for one or two reasons. As Megumi would likely have summoned Maharaga if he got put in a disadvantageous position, and Dagon, without a way to take it down pre-adaptation, would have been finished alongside everyone else dragged into the exorcism ritual. At least that's one way to look at it. Since there is a very clear range limit on this, since everyone in Shibuya didn't get trapped into the ritual, then Megumi could possibly leave Nanami, Naobito, Maki, and Ino out, making a sacrifice play so that they can live. And to be fair as well, the last way to look at it is that they also could have a decent shot at exercising Dagon here, as Dagon would never have the sure hit effect from his domain to get the upper hand on Naobito and Nanami, and with them around plus Ino, Dagon won't be the untouchable monster he was when he first cast his domain in the main story. Although it is possible, I guess, that Dagon eventually would come to understand Naobito's technique, with Naobito stacking and constantly brutalizing him. I don't know how likely that is, and considering Maki tore a chunk out of Dagon's arm and Naobito's ability to stop him from moving by pummeling him to the ground, it's pretty likely that Dagon would be taken out once again, but this time everyone won't be so beat up. That being the case though, Jogo is still on another level than Hanami, so they would immediately be thrown into another fight, one that it's a lot less likely they'd make it out of. But we'll get back into that later. This video is about Yuta. Yuta, continuing to make his way down, would either run into Mahito or Kenjaku first, considering Mahito is just running around now looking for Yuji. Just to make this entertaining, let's play with the idea he runs into Mahito first and what would happen following that, and then the same if he ran into Kenjaku first. If Yuta runs into Mahito first, it's going to be a bloodbath, and I mean that almost literally. We know from Rika that Yuta's curse energy can affect the soul, and even if you want to say it's too vague to make a claim like that, once the domain is expanded, Mahito's curse technique essentially gets rendered ineffective. This is how Mekamaru was able to affect his soul just prior to Shibuya, since domains negate curse techniques in order for the guaranteed hit to land. Even with that being said though, we have more evidence than that supporting Yuta being able to both see and interact with the soul. As per the statement I just mentioned from Kenjaku saying Yuta detained Rika's soul, the panel shown here of her soul is from the end of volume 0, which at the end of volume 0, Yuta hugs the soul form of Rika, clearly indicating he can see her and interact with her. So Yuta has two ways to beat up Mahito, and Mahito has no ways to beat Yuta. What I mean by this is, if the difference between Mahito and his opponent is great enough, he can't just one-tap them with his curse technique. This is mentioned when he's fighting Todo. He's wondering if he can one-tap him in the state he's in, since he's so weakened. Also, given how Mahito is a blabbermouth about his technique, it's likely he'd tell Yuta what it is and how it works in order to get the disclosure amp. But even aside from that, it's not like Mahito would be able to put his palm on Yuta to transfigure his soul anyway. I suppose Mahito in the last ditch effort could try to do his 0.2 second domain expansion, but it's unlikely he'd be able to do it, given he was only able to pull off something so crazy because of his activation through Black Flash, which he wouldn't have landed in this fight due to not being able to touch Yuta. I say all this to say, I do not see the fight between Mahito and Yuta lasting for very long, with Kenjaku probably coming up after sensing the fight and helping Mahito retreat from Yuta, because if Mahito gets taken out here, then a large step of Kenjaku's plan is missing because he won't be able to absorb Mahito to get out of the transfiguration. I don't see, honestly, Kenjaku wanting to engage Yuta here, but with Mahito in the state he's in, and Yuta, well, being Yuta, it's not like Kenjaku can just easily retreat from him. It's also not like Kenjaku can just take Mahito here now and continue with his plan, as Mahito's curse technique had grown in the fight with Yuji to allow him to do that. I suppose his next best option would be to absorb Mahito and cast a binding vow allowing him to grow the technique, but honestly, him not being able to do this could just be seen as a plus for having Yuta in Shibuya this time around. I don't, however, think that Yuta could beat Kenjaku, at least not Yuta right here. As it stands, Yuta has no idea about barrierless domains, and Kenjaku is a far better sorcerer than Geto was when Yuta fought him, on top of possessing more curse techniques. If Yuki happens to get to Shibuya around this time though, things could go much better for Yuta, and I do think the both of them together would be able to probably take down Kenjaku. But to be fair, Yuta would be fighting Kenjaku much earlier than Yuki had originally pulled up in the story, so the likelihood of this outcome isn't high. As far as Yuta alone, I won't go in depth on him versus Kenjaku, especially since at the time of recording this video, spoilers for the manga by the way, so turn your volume down if you don't want that. Kenjaku versus Yuta is probably going to happen real soon, so let the outcome of that battle determine how you think this particular fight would go. I'm sure you can guess by that then what I would say about if Yuta ran into Kenjaku first instead of Mahito. It would be a similar situation, except he wouldn't have to absorb Mahito prematurely, and Yuki showing up becomes even less likely due to the faster pace of Yuta in this given scenario. All in all, this likely doesn't end too well for the sorcerers, and arguably even worse this time with how it's possible to interpret Jogo versus the other sorcerers, and then subsequently Yuji versus Mahito, if Jogo happens to jump in that fight later. Like I said though, this is just the way I look at it. I obviously had to make certain decisions for the characters to keep things flowing, as a lot of JJK and especially Shibuya is something that was set up for a long time to go a specific way. Yuta kind of throws a wrench in there that makes things complicated just due to his status. If you feel like I was unfair somewhere or didn't give a character enough attention, that's fine. Like I said, there was like a million combinations to throw here.